G'day. Now, I'll just get straight into the nuts and bolts of what I'm doing here and get to the explanation later as to why you should build a ECRM, or at least a pseudo ECRM, in spreadsheet, in this case LibreOffice. First of all, we need a dashboard. Unfortunately, spreadsheets don't have a function up here where you can build a facade, if you would, perhaps like a WordPress development. You could develop why not WordPress? Just a facade in WordPress. Get your presentation beautiful, just like a web page with all the buffering and whatnot, and have the buttons on that page and the information displayed link to cells behind in the engine room. But they don't have that for some reason. I don't know why. It seems very, very obvious. Perhaps they want to keep a very complicated code writing, app development, ECRM business, or industry afloat. But that's backward, isn't it, really? Keeping an industry afloat just for the sake of employing people to do it the hard way means a lack of progress and lack of efficiency, and we all are worse off. Let's take blacksmiths, for example. If the blacksmith union was very powerful, we'd still be getting around in horse and cart, not cars. Anyway, I'll stop rambling about that and get on with it. For some reason, there's no facade. So let's build our own facade as cells in our LibreOffice. That means merging cells. Now, there's a lot of traditionalists who don't like merging cells, but it's essential, okay, because of the aforementioned reason. You need proper presentation. Now, we're going to go with exactly one alphabet per page. Why? Because we like modular. We don't want to change this. Don't want to change default settings unless we have to. Now, as you can see, view, normal page break. That's the default size for a page here in this spreadsheet. I'm going to make one alphabet worth of columns per page, and that's A4, by the way. Column width, there it is, 0.65. That's what I've gone with. Yeah, I could go to where is it? Not sheet, format, page style, and change that from portrait to landscape. But that's up to you. By the way, you can just follow what I'm doing here with the functions. If you can't find something, how to do something, just look at what I'm clicking on and that'll do. So all right, we've got our column widths. Now we're going to go with row height. Up there I can get everything, you see, top left hand corner. Row height, no, we don't want to delete all, sorry. Right click, row height, 0.6. Why 0.6? Because that's how you fit 2 rows, if need be, of data in one cell. And we go with the smallest cell possible. I prefer it. You know what? That's Libre Sans, but I wonder what would happen if I went Ubuntu. Would I still have a very similar sized text? Yes, I would. Yeah, I like to stick to a modular text as well. I like to use Ubuntu. That's what I'm using here. It's my operating system for LibreOffice. So there you go. Oop, it's a bit iffy here. It's a bit big there. Maybe I'll just change the size. Here, for example, go down to 16. That's better. I'll deal with that later. So you want to go as modular as possible, and that's it. And you can build your dashboard there in LibreOffice. Here's the data input. It's not going to be my final presentation. I've got boxed algorithms here. As you can see, there's boxes around them. Why? Because that keeps things nice and neat. And the whole algorithm is within that framework there. How do you put a frame around it? Well, let's right click, format cells. Borders, there it is, muck around in there. I tend to like to hit hairline, but the default is thin, so I'm going with thin. I don't want to change it. Stick with the defaults as much as possible. It speeds up programming. Here we got tables. We're going to need tons and tons of tables. I've got a few going on here at the moment. And here's another facade, if you would. There's also a dashboard. We're going to develop this right now. We've got some stuff going on here. I've got a concatenate function down here. What does it say? Working on it right now. See? And that's going to concatenate all of this information in separate cells here that have been merged. Why merged? Well, I can't get a little bit of there and a big input there and this here and there and whatnot. That little one cell for just one figure there and a description here that needs to be. So that's why everything's merged here as well. The only thing that's negative about merging is you have trouble with data sorting, but don't worry, I'll get around that. but the pluses by far outweigh the negatives of not merging cells. And what do we got here? Drop down menus, whatever. Okay, I'm going to, for example, just quickly put 8. Example of how things are going. I haven't got drop down menus yet. 8 hours on blah 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 at make it dollars. See how it multiplied there? $40 an hour. Okay, what's this concatenate saying? 8 hours on 23rd at $40 an hour. So obviously I'm missing a space somewhere, aren't I? Where am I going to put that space? That space should be in here. Let's unmerge some cells here, for example. Now we go to a cell here, hit a space bar, and remerge those cells. Those cells behind the merged cells, yeah, there we go. I've got a space there. There was no space there before. Now it's beautiful. Those cells behind the unmerged cells, behind the merged cells, are still functional. They're still there. So if I've got a concatenate function here, for example, E17 to W17, it's going to merge everything, including the hidden cells behind the merged cells. So that can be handy, but I tend not to use them. But in this case I have, because I want a space in my concatenate. It's very handy to have hidden cells behind merged cells. Anyway, that's the intro. We have the definition. Did I show you the definition of an ECRM? I don't know. Oh, what am I doing? I'm pasting it into the... Here we go. Pasting it into the spreadsheet. The electronic customer relationship management. Now, these get very complicated. People don't know how to use technology. For example, when you go to the shop and you buy something on the card, you go from a computer to a printout. They print out a receipt, and then what are they scanning it? Put it back into the computer for the bookkeeping. This is just backward. People are not utilizing technology properly. They don't know how to utilize technology ever since they knocked off Steve Jobs. Well, I'll just say he was murdered. Why not? No one knows how to use it. But it's a real mess out there in app land or ECRM land. Everything is just complicated and horrible. And they're always changing the rules as well. There's so many administrators, especially in my industry, Solos, or whatever industry you're in, they're going to be changing the goalpost 24/7. Oh, change there, spreadsheet, then. Oh, well, I'm going to change that definition there. Done. What are you going to do if you've got an app? You're going to have to ring up your developer, a code guide, spend a fortune every week. One administrator is going to be changing something at any one time. In my industry, I've got electricity distributors, half a dozen right there, bang, depending on where I'm installing a solar system. I've got retailers, they're everywhere too. Obviously different customer details. And then I've got the rebate authorities, the Clean Energy Regulator, the Clean Energy Council, the Energy Safe Victoria. All of these want documents. And they're always changing their documents and their portals and their whatnot, which is why you need to do this in LibreOffice or a spreadsheet such as Excel, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. So let's get into this. And this is the intro video, why you need it, how to do it, how to send it out, why this, that, and the other thing. And I'll see you in the next video.